Okay, so today we're going to deep dive into something pretty fascinating, something called Xiaohongshu, or some folks are calling it Little Red Book.
Yeah.
And this is a Chinese lifestyle platform that's suddenly like getting so much attention these days.
Right.
And it's especially with all this stuff going on with TikTok in the US. I mean, that potential ban has like literally everyone looking for some kind of alternative.
Yeah.
For
sure. Yeah.
And Xiaohongshu seems to be like right there at the very top of that list.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's even like topping the US App Store charts, which is wild.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see.
And some people are even like calling these American users TikTok refugees.
Yeah.
It's like a whole online migration happening.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting to see how this potential ban is like shaking things up. I mean, Xiaohongshu has been like super popular in China for years.
Totally.
But this whole influx of American users, this is definitely new.
New territory, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it raises a lot of like questions about how a platform that's really rooted in one culture kind of adapts to like a global audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what is it about Xiaohongshu that's like attracting all these American users? I mean, from what I've seen, it looks and feels a lot like TikTok, like the interface, the features, even the way the algorithm recommends content.
Yeah, for sure. There are definitely similarities like on the surface,
Right.
Both platforms are really built on like that short form video content.
Yeah.
And they really emphasize like discovery.
Yeah.
So those algorithms, they're designed to like understand your preferences and then suggest things that you might like, right?
Right.
But I think there's a difference though, like Xiaohongshu leans a little bit more towards that lifestyle content. So think like product reviews, fashion tips, travel blogs.
Interesting.
Whereas TikTok, it's got like a much broader range, like more entertainment, comedy, all that thing.
So it makes sense then that like American TikTok users would gravitate towards something that at least feels a little familiar.
Right.
But it's not just a straight up replacement, right?
Yeah.
Like there are bound to be some cultural differences.
Oh, absolutely.
That come into play. I heard there's this funny adaptation of a Chinese skincare acronym going around.
Oh, yeah. You're probably thinking of vitamin C in the morning, retinol at night.
Okay.
It's like a really popular skincare routine in China.
Got it.
Well, now it's been playfully adapted to, get this, Chinese by day, Americans by night.
Wow, okay.
To reflect the changing user base on Xiaohongshu.
That's amazing.
It's just like a really clever way of capturing that whole cultural blend that's happening on the platform.
Yeah, it's fascinating how like these online communities are finding ways to like connect and communicate. Even if it's through humor and these playful adaptations, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
But can Xiaohongshu truly become the next TikTok for American users?
Right. That's the $1 million question. I mean, it certainly has the potential, but also faces some challenges. Like, for one, there's that language barrier.
Right.
While a lot of young Chinese users are fluent in English, the majority of the content on Xiaohongshu is still in Chinese.
Right.
And then there's the whole question of censorship and content moderation.
Of course.
I mean, Xiaohongshu operates under a totally different set of regulations than TikTok.
Right.
So it remains to be seen how that's going to impact the user experience for Americans.
So it's not just about finding a similar platform. It's about navigating a whole different cultural and regulatory landscape.
Exactly, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds.
For sure.
So what do you think is like the biggest takeaway for our listeners here?
I think what we're seeing here is like a prime example of how social media trends are becoming increasingly global.
Okay.
Like the success of Xiaohongshu, a platform that is so deeply rooted in Chinese culture.
Right.
It really shows how online communities can transcend these geographical boundaries. And this whole cultural crossover with all its humor and, complexities, it might just be a glimpse into the future of social media.
It certainly gives us a lot to think about. Like, what other unexpected cultural exchanges might we see as these online platforms just continue to evolve?
Yeah.
It's a question worth pondering.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Xiaohongshu.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's a platform to watch, for sure.
For sure.
We'll see what happens with it all.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy scrolling, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.